Whew. Everybody all right? Yes, sir. All right. Thus said Mr. Yahuwah gave us another yom. Didn't have to do it, but he did. All right, y'all. Class in session. That's right. Class in session. So we get ready to try to see what does say Mr. Yahuwah. We got a lot of work to do. Trying to unmask, unspell all this bad dogma these people done gave us. We got a lot of work to do, but with the help of Mr. Yahuwah, he'll let us do it. Isn't that right? That's our Nafash on the line. Like I told y'all, we get it wrong, and you leave him, you can't get a second chance. So everything we're going to do, we got to get it right on this side. All right, we're going to get the sheriff to go ahead and sound the shofar. Well, ready for that one, man. All right. Although that able, eternal Kudash Abba, in the Shem of Yahushua HaMashiach, Hadu, which is thanks. We say Tudah unto you, which is the thanksgiving, belongs unto you for what you've given us and allowed us to become an Adah, which is a fold or a congregation. We ask you to barak us, which is bestow a gift upon us of the Ruach HaKadosh, which is your spirit of separation, causing us to come together, to be assembled, to acknowledge you in all things, asking you to deliver unto us your Kai Deba, which is your life of words. We ask you to purify us by your dabareens. We ask you to give us an understanding that we might serve you in humility, humbling us that we might seek you always. Ask you to give us information prevalent unto Yeshua, which is salvation. Ask you to be our Yasha in the time of trouble. Keep us from the Rasha, which is the wicked or the evil. Ask you to barak us according to the berith that you gave unto Abraham, Yitzchak, Jacob, the Yahudim, and Yasharal, to blot out the kata of us and of our benin. Asking you to remember those watching in, those we commit to you in Palal, and ask us Palal with them and for them, those that had allowed to be here were not able, those in divers, curious, despair, seeking, calling upon you, seeking refuge, that you might be recome unto them as we ask you to be recome unto us. We ask you to search us and try us to see if there be any Rasha ways. Cast it from us and lead us in the way everlasting. Let the bar of our mouth, let the meditation of our Lord be accepted in your sight. And as we prepare to move further in this service, we palal that you take full control, that you get the kabud, the kabad, and the tahalim. In the Shem of Yahushua HaMashiach, we palal. Let us all say, Amen. All right. Everybody all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll see how that work out. We will see. Main thing is, all we got to do is get it right. Isn't that right? That's all we got to do is get it right. Did y'all learn anything last? Well, Layla? Good. Good. Always thing we look to consider. And so that's where we need to be. Get my instructor stick. So I got a hand, I be able to pop them. Dave, how you feeling today? Yeah, David. All right, well, yeah. Oh, way to get set up. I need to come forward some. All right, appreciate it. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you are about to hear is based on a true story, but the names have been changed. Brother Tony Smith, clock in and get to work.
That's what I'm talking about. That's that call. That's why I'm standing here on my watch, so I can see what I can answer when I'm reproved. Isn't that right? We'll look at the book of Romans always. We do that. Romans 15 and 4. Ain't nothing changed. It's still right. It's still the basis. All right, this is a test. This is only a test. It said disregard. I don't want you to disregard it though. Isn't that right? We're trying to get ready for the real examination. So look at the book of Romans chapter 15 verse 4. The book of Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. Romans 15 and 4. Can y'all hear me pretty well? Are the fans too loud? Everybody good? They're not bleeding through, are they? Are they bleeding? They're not bleeding through on the mic, are they? Oh, okay. Romans 15 and 4, then Yeuchanan. They'll call it John, but Yeuchanan 14 and 1. Listen to the book.
For whatsoever things
were
written aforetime
before time,
were written for our learning.
Again, we talked about it all the time. What's the purpose of us going back looking at it? Years ago, we just read it because you're supposed to read it, and that's how you're saved. You read the book. That's God's word. But we need a little more validity on what we're doing and the purpose of why we're doing it, because we're believing that what was written before our time, which would be in the ancient times, we believe it was written for our learning. Right? That we through patient comfort of the scriptures might have hope. The only reason for them to use the ancient inscripted writing would have been because it were things that people would have known. Right? These are things they would have known. They could put a picture of the ancient up there, just a picture just showing like just the, you don't have to necessarily have the meaning, but like the ancient, so people will see that. We want to go back a little further than sometimes what they'll testify and say what was ever written before time. We want to go back and look at the ancient. I'm becoming more of a constant believer that that's what we're going to get back to the ancient. That's what he told us. Stand by the ways and do what? And what we're supposed to do? He told us ask for the ancient. Yeah, we got to go back to the ancient. The people that, if all of us are supposed to be, let me say, okay. We'll start to work out. Abraham 11 and 1. Let's look at the ancient first too. While we're doing this. Please, of the ancient. Because it said, whatsoever things are written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patient comfort of the scripture might have hope. For new intestine creatures, they'll only go with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Then others will go back and they'll just look at Yeshayahu's writings. But they had a writing system before Ezra gave it to them. Before they came what they call the modern writing. They had a writing system before that. And I'm just a believer we're going to go back. So we look at whatsoever things are written aforetime. This wouldn't be this will be the middle, correct? I'll be close to it. I was just saying the picture of the ancient, like the top line. Don't we just have a picture of these? Of the ancient. Yeah. It didn't have to show necessarily the meaning. I just thought we just had a picture that would just show the ancient form. I guess I keep kind of going back thinking more about it because it had a lot more substance to it. Because these were ideally things that they dealt with and use on a constant basis. So then we understand why he would have given it to them, because they would have had an understanding. When they told us that we know that the Ben of Elohim has come, and what he had done, he given us an understanding. So when they use the pictogram, and I'm not disagreeing with the middle, then that they call the ancient or the modern. It's just when it started, we're going back to look at what did they have. And we go back to look at when they started, and they say giving them an understanding. They knew him through the sources of the ideas that he gave them through what they use, what we know as the ancient. From the Aleph, from the Beth, to the Gamal, the Walker, the Gather, for the from the Sight, or even from the Plan, the Trail that we look at. 'Cause that's our goal. We're here now trying to see how to actually encompass the idea of salvation. Not just from, let me say, well, I want to word it. I guess everybody got a different take on salvation. I talked about years ago growing up, when I had friends that stopped drinking, we would say they were saved. Anybody else had that kind of idea? If you stopped doing it, you just naturally say they were saved. I don't know why we did, because we looked at, if you could stop drinking, you must be saved. Right? So a lot of times you can put down habits that you used to do. Some of it can be because of medical issues. So then we're saying you saved. The doctor said, well, because of high blood pressure, hereditary diseases, you can't eat pork anymore. Now you must be saved. I know in the Bible you can't eat pork. No, I have a health condition. People stop drinking because of health condition. People stop smoking because of health condition. But a lot of times we associated those behaviors with being saved, which is delivered. So now we look at what actually triggers the idea of you stop doing what you're doing, and what else actually encompasses the plan of salvation. We're looking at saved, delivered, but then we're looking at taking on a different type of structure or even a type of mental intellect. Oh, okay. This, for whatever reason, strikes me more to want to see. And whatsoever things are written aforetime were written for their learning, and we through patient comfort of the scripture might have hope. Yeah, that's true. I believe that. All right, let's see. We talk about Abarim, chapter 11 and 1. I guess you can leave it right there for a little bit, just for, we'll say. Abarim, that they call Hebrews, Abarim. Listen to the book.
How did you want me to read this? Like how they have it?
You can read the way we read it.
Yes, sir.
Listen.
Now, Amunah is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
They say faith. So now let's look at Amunah. Let's see. How many of y'all don't know what Amunah means? All right, the only way to find out is put up and let's find out. Amunah. A-M-U-N-A-H, which is the transliteration. Amunah. What are we looking at over here? Because I can't make that out. We know what they taught us faith was: substance of things hoped for, evidence of things unseen. I mean, with everything he gave them, they had an idea. Trustworthiness. That's a little different. They come down to faith, full truth. All right. To trust or believe, to be permanent or quiet, with moral, to be true or certain, to go, to the right hand. So it's interchangeable with support. Let me see. Now then, from what they read was, now then, faith is the substance of things. What does it say from how they wrote it?
Hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
False parent or nurse. Now, what comes into play in my mind now, when you look at the different definitions, you have to kind of look at what actually fit the statement. So now then, faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things unseen. What else did he say?
For by it, the Zakan obtained a tube report.
So let's go back again. Put me back to what we were just looking at. Maybe I say to build up or support. So then we're looking at establishing something. I mean, you don't actually see it at the beginning. You'll have a visual, just like when a person has an architectural drawing of a building. You have something that you look at, but it's not the actual figure. So now you look at putting it, or you'll start to establish and put it together. And once it's complete, and once it's whole, then you have something now that people can actually look at and say, like he said, the elders obtain a good report. We can see proof of your workers. So we're sitting here now, and we take the book. We're taking the book basically as an architectural drawing. Got it? We don't actually see what will become, but we have in hopes of. That makes sense? Let's see. That's how we tell it. Yehukanan, Aleph, Yehukanan, 3 and 1. They'll call it 1 John. I don't know what's going on today. Olive for the first. But you could actually use Rosh. Three and 1. Listen to the book.
Behold, what manner of Ahab the Abba hath bestowed upon us,
that
we should be called the Beni of Elohim.
So we're talking about the Ahab he bestowed upon them. We're looking at the favor. We'll look at a favor that he would have given them. They would have looked at that Ahab as a favor. I mean, if you allow me to do something or become something that someone isn't, I have to look at you giving me favor. So we probably look at like grace, what they would call grace con. Hence assurance, believe, bring up, establish, plus fail, be faithful, of long continuance, steadfast, sure, surely, trusting, verified. And that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to verify. Right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Oh, y'all with me? I guess what I'm looking at when we're reading, we want to make sure we actually comprehend what we're doing. They said, now then, faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things unseen. So the way it's kind of stated to us, it almost seems as though you can just believe something that you don't know nothing about or have any information about, and it'll just happen.
Right, yeah, right.
And it's hard to believe. There had to be some type of figure, some type of illustration, some type of ideal to give them a pattern of what they were going to do or what they were going to become. Now I'm going to look at Yehukanan, all of first, what they call 1 John. He said, behold, what manner of Ahab, a favor that Abba has bestowed upon us, that we should be called
the Beni of Elohim.
What happened?
Therefore the Arats knoweth us not.
See that? He said, therefore the Arats knoweth us not.
Because it knew him not.
That makes sense? How many of y'all that makes sense? Let me see. Let's look at U ala Shemut. We call Exodus. U ala Shemut. Let me see. U ala Shemut, chapter 4, I don't know, say 15. U ala Shemut. One. U ala Shemut. 2 and 1. See how that work out. Listen to the book.
And thou shalt speak unto him, and put dabarim in his mouth. And I
Can y'all hear him? Can y'all hear him? And thou shalt speak unto him, and put the word in his mouth. What happened?
And I will be with thy mouth, and with his mouth, and will teach you what ye shall do. And he shall be thy spokesman unto the arm. And he shall be.
It's 3 and 5. No, you had 4 and 15, 3 and 5. U ala Shemut.
Okay.
U ala Shemut, they call Exodus. This is 3 and 5. Listen.
And he said, draw not nigh hither, put off thy shoes from off thy feet.
See that? And told him not to come closer, to take his shoes off his feet.
For the Malchum whereon thou standest is Kodash Adumah. Moreover, he said, I am the Elohim of thy Abba, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Yatsakah, and the Elohim of Yaakov. And Moshe hid his panim, for he was afraid to look upon Elohim. And Yahuwah said, I have surely seen the affliction of my arm, which are in Mizraim, and have heard their sayak, by reason of their taskmasters.
I heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters.
For I know
their slave masters. For I know their troubles. Listen, he's acquainted with. Now we're looking at somebody that coming to deal with us at the beginning that told us, he said, I'm acquainted with. We couldn't put that together though, not during that time. That's like a Caucasian person, hypothetically, well, not hypothetically, well, in a sense, if Justin come and just say to me, a Caucasian, you know, I understand, I feel your pain. I wouldn't know how if he hadn't gone through the sufferings of what we would call a Negro man. Got it? So Elohim would have told him, if you listen to this, if you actually just thought about it, how could you possibly know my sorrow? Unless you were acquainted with. So here it was, we were being set a pattern. So when you start talking about faith, substance of things, hope for evidence of things unseen, now you've been setting a pattern that we would have been looking for something. Y'all got it? That's all. 53 and 1. Yes, Yahoo. All that's out to help. It which is easier. Isn't that right? Kind of like Hayward told Justin. Honky, honker, whore. He said, which is easier? None of that makes sense, but that's Hayward. I don't know. All we try to do is be Hayward friend. We're not trying to understand Hayward. See, what we're looking at, and I guess we'll kind of use the premise of how they date things, right? Their dating system of BC. And we'll use that. Because what we'll use here, I'll use BC. All right? Listen.
Who hath amon our report?
See, who had believed our report? Now we're talking about Amunah. What is Amunah? So we're looking at something, establishing something. We're talking about building something, support. Who's supporting? You want to know who's supporting? Who's believed our report? Who's supporting it? Who's establishing it? Listen what happened.
And to whom is the arm of Yahuwah revealed?
See that? So you telling me when he sent Mushah, that those people knew the arm of Elohim, they knew the strength of Elohim. They knew the person of Elohim. Because why would Yashayahu be asking this? Listen what he said.
For he shall grow up before him
As a what?
as a tender plant.
You know what a branch do? A branch, you break a branch off, it's got to come out from a tree. That's what look at with Elohim. We look at something that broke. Yeah, when we saw Adam was a break off. He was a branch broken off from the tree, from the ox. Are y'all all right? He gonna grow up before us a tender branch. Listen.
And as a root out of a dry adumah.
Listen.
He hath no form nor comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him.
Listen what happened.
He is despised and rejected of Anashim.
Y'all see that? He is despised and rejected of Anashim. What has happened?
A ish
A what?
of sorrow.
A who?
And acquainted with...
Hold on, stop. A who?
A ish.
A man. A man. What's significant about this man?
Of sorrows.
And what else?
And acquainted with grief.
I try to tell you folks, now let me hear 3 and 5 again. That's what I do for a living. 3 and 6. Because he was already setting the place for us to understand when the man came. We knew what Elohim told us, and you think these people really had to understand, realize, you know, Elohim feel our infirmities. He actually knows how I feel. A ruach? When the man even told her when he rose up from the moot, he told him, he said, you don't see a ruach have no flesh and bone. He said, like I do. So when Elohim came, we knew Elohim was ruach. So how do you explain to me I understood? He said that he knew my sorrow. So Yeshayahu already setting the placemat for me to let me know. I'm just giving you an idea to let you know that Elohim going to come and be a man who's going to suffer just like you. Listen what he told her.
Moreover, he said,
I
am the Elohim of thy Abba, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Yasakah, and the Elohim of Yaakov.
He tell me he the ancient. That's going to predate a lot of other writings with God. He let me know, right? I'm the ancient. I'm before. Listen.
And Mushah hid his panim, for he was afraid to look upon Elohim. And Yahuwah said, I have surely seen the affliction of my arm, which are in Mizraim.
Well, what happened?
And have heard their sa'ak, by reason of their taskmasters. For I know their sorrows.
Man, come on, man. You tell me you acquainted with what I'm going through? You know, I'm just being honest. Just think about a white person come. Brother, I can feel your pain. It wouldn't make sense. The only reason I'm using that for, because you know for yourself, this wouldn't make sense. It would not make good sense to them that this man would have told them and they would have understood that he was acquainted with what we were going through. There's a difference of a white person saying, I'm familiar with your history. That's not a lie. That's true. But when you start saying you are acquainted and you feel that you have a connection, that's something that's going to be a little hard for me to understand. Simply because I deal with 5 senses. But now when Yeshayahu was setting the stage, he was telling me who had believed our report. And to whom has it been revealed? Who's seen it? Because when Mushah went up, what did he do? He hid his face. He asked you who has seen it. Mushah hid his face when he went up down. So we're still dealing with people that hadn't actually grasped the concept. We're getting now a better understanding. When they said we know that he come, he's giving us understanding. The things that we're talking about now, they were fear tactics. You talk that means you don't even believe. You ain't even trying to be saved. But let's just be practical. How could you identify? Do y'all understand that? How could you identify with something you hadn't gone through or done? I grew up with 2 parents. Hypothetically, Leon was adopted. Man, I know exactly what you went through. I could feel what you went through. I can know, but I don't actually have a bond of connection. Because I grew up with my biological father and mother. Got it? There is a difference. And that's what we're trying to get. making sure you understand the plan of salvation. What is your real connection? Because see, I listen when he's talking. I got to be able to get this. I can't just run over this and say, that's it. It's got to make sense. You don't give me 5 cents and tell me to use none of them.
Right.
Let's hear what he said.
And I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of Mizraim.
And I've come down to deliver them out of the hands of slavery, out of the hands of bondage. That's how I know he ain't going to leave us on no job. He can't come save me and give me no job. He would never save me and give me a job because he didn't save me. He couldn't do that. He could not save me and leave me a slave. You didn't save me. See, that's how they understood the concept of salvation. You came to completely take me away. Not only just take me away, but to sustain me. When they left, they came out with jewels and victuals because you got to be sustained. If you're not sustained, you're going back. My direct commandment is you guys don't go back. But if I don't set you to sustain you, you're going to go. This is why you guys will go back to masturbation, to drinking, to lying, to whatever it is that's contrary because you hadn't actually been delivered. And you don't have anything to sustain or to support what you're doing. Amunah. That different. So he don't like that. Hey, he don't like that. Hey, was late for service when he get here and come. It was a delay on the tape anyway. So this is what we're trying to make sure we do. We understand. Y'all got it? When the eunuch was coming back, what was he reading? What was he reading? The Safar. Why was a man of Cush having a book that belonged to us separated and taking it with him? When these people tell her all the scroll was just there. One place, one man got up and read it, and he used the yard, and that's how they turned, and that's how they read it. But this man was riding his chariot, he had his, and he was going back home with it.
That's right.
So all of my writings ain't what people been telling me, huh?
Nope.
The man was from Cush. I know you saying Ethiopia. I went, well, they signed to Candace. I need to find out. Can you look up for me what was Candace? What was she the Malkah of? Because when we say Cush, you don't want to just say Ethiopia because you're going to kind of leave yourself in another narrow place. You got to deal with Sudan. He could have been coming from Sudan. He could have been coming from Yemen. He could have been coming from Somalia. All this is Cush now. So how they don't talk, every time you hear, that's why the Hebrews like, we can't be following everything these folks throw out their mouth. Because they'll only leave you one time. Every time you hear Cush, you automatically say what? And that's what white folk got to say. The man could have been from Somalia.
That's right.
He could have been from Yemen. He could have been from Sudan. He could have been from anyone. You just can't go and associate everything that people say. And if he was from Ethiopia, it still does not negate the fact that that just does not cover that one area.
Right.
No more than all of what they call Egypt would be Mizraim.
Right.
It's section.
That's right.
Every part of it is not. And you didn't always dwell in every part of it.
That's right.
You also dwelt in Cum. Yasharal dwelt in Cum. That they call Ham. That book now, 105, Tahalim, and 20. I tell you what, I sure ain't the best at this, but I'm about the best you're going to get that he sent somebody else.
That's right.
With no schooling. I did like Jeffro. I dropped down in 6th grade and I started ciphering. Naught equal naught is naught. They call it Psalm. Tahalim. Said that 105 and 20. Listen to the book.
The Malak sent and loosed him, even the ruler of the arm, and let him go free. He made him a don of his beth and shar of all his substance, to bind his sharim at his pleasure and teach his senators wisdom. Yasharal also came into Mizraim.
You said, what did he do now?
Yasharal also came into Mizraim,
And where he stayed at?
and Jacob sojourned in the Beth of Cam.
So you start that road mapping these people out here, you'll make a mess. Take your time. Just take your time. Book told you where he dwelt, that dwelt didn't come. There's a difference. And we actually dwelt in what they would call Goshen. Which means every part and every region wasn't the same place. A lot of times we just go and we just start to count everybody, just start to count every area and stretch it and moving stuff, or we start downsizing.
Yeah.
Listen, all I'm telling y'all, when you're dealing with this stuff, it is so much wordplay, it's so much looking, it's so much researching, it's so much doing, and you want to be careful. Because I'm going to tell you what I don't do, unlike a lot of these folks. I don't do a lot of studying.
Yeah.
Man told me it'd be weird into the flesh.
That's right. That's right.
He already told me, come these books. He said, man, you ain't going to never stop. There's a book being wrote coming out next week about the same stuff.
That's right.
And somebody going to have some initials and dots in front of their name. And they're going to take that and everything I say going to be discredited. All I'm using the same man book. You said the book right. I'm just going back through your book. I'm fact checking them on their own word. I'm telling these people what you've been believing, you shouldn't have been believing because you really didn't understand it.
That's right. That's right.
The man came out, somebody came out. I'm just not just saying, I'm just using him because we know you, Judge. That's all right. If he walked up and told you, I am acquainted with your suffering. That's a joke. That's a joke. So the man has told you something that I need to be trying to look for. So you sparking me now to look and investigate. And man, all of him, you stretch forth the shaman along, spread abroad their rise. There's no foreign with you. And you tell me you're acquainted with how you do that? How did you do that? All my hearing about you is being omnipotent,
Right.
supreme ruler.
Right.
So exactly, how did you do this?
Right.
This ain't nothing you ain't worried about. You know what you do? I read to receive, to believe, to bleed. In Jesus' name. Because nobody's ever sparked our intelligent thinking.
Yeah.
I need to know something. Even the man, do you not know them people wanting to walk out of there? They weren't walking out there with that man. They ain't walking out here with no stranger. What your mama told you about leaving with stranger? What is his name? See, all the stuff your mama. How many of y'all were real? They don't do that now. Trust everyone. How many of y'all were taught old school not to go with a stranger? If a stranger calls, a stranger tell you something, if they were to get you now, sometimes what parents would do, to let you know, don't answer the phone, don't open the door for nobody, unless it's this person or that person. Or sometimes they would give, if you were picked up, parents would give you a code word that you would know that person was sent. Well, so they would know that Allah has sent Musa. What is his shim?
That's right.
They weren't getting out of there. I don't care how bad it is. I ain't jumping up and leaving with anybody that's come knock on no door. Because somebody start coming through here working pestilence and diseases. Mizraim had already worked them. That's not practical. A lot of stuff, you're just not practical. They wouldn't leave it. What's the code? We sat here, we walked out with Jesus. Who gave us that name?
Got a point.
That was not the code.
Wasn't the code.
We let somebody take us swimming. Come on, you want to come and take us swimming. You want in Jesus' name. Hey, I'm not going swimming in no Jesus' name. That's not the code.
Nope.
This is what Shaul was trying to tell her. We had a zeal, but it wasn't according to no knowledge.
That's right.
That man didn't just come down and those people up. Those people were shown. They were taught. They had an example. That's crazy. The book said leaving us an example. What is an example? That's out. No, example is after you've done it. That's before. Everything we got now, the man left you an example. I ain't got no faith about what I have about nobody that commit no zanu. Pick me up 10 and 1, 1 Corinthians. We'll come back and get this. We're talking about this. Listen. I'll harm the man.
Yes, sir.
You go get any Holy Ghost preacher you got, I'm going to shut him down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm going to cut the head off his Holy Ghost.
That's right.
Holy Ghost down. Because it's practical. I'm telling you the thing, it's practical. Now he did, you know, the way they told, I mean, the way you saw it, he came out, it got dark, couple of things happened, and the people left. Man, nobody do no stuff like that, man. People were going nowhere. Them folks wasn't going to listen. First of all, I'm a nigga.
Yeah.
They was niggas.
Yeah.
It's dark outside. Folks ass out there hollering and screaming. I'm not finna go outside. They were black.
Ain't nowhere.
Hold on, I'm borrowing for a second. You finna get out of here. That's how I'm black. I don't move like that.
That's right.
Don't let tell me, folks, screaming out, shit, dog and folk falling out. Nothing tell me go outside. Everything tell me stay inside.
That's right.
Why the book told you that the Mizraim were hard pressed to get them out? They were pushed out.
Right.
You were going to be telling lies.
Yep.
See, the way they told you, see, their faith was so strong in God. They just moved, them folks didn't move by nothing. They were pushed and thrown. The Mizraim thrust you out.
That's right.
Stop telling these lies. The folk were black. It didn't work that way. I told them folk went there and said, man, put my shoes on. You know, I just feel like spirit on me. The man told her, you don't need to have your shoes on. Your ass fit about here so fast. They ain't going to let you get your shoes on.
Right.
That's why they had, and your staff need to, you try to come in and get that. Oh, you out of here. That fast. So he had to teach them, instruct, let them know, you going to need to have this with you. Put your shoes on your feet. Your ass gonna be out of here so fast, you won't see it in. You'll say, everything he did made sense. Nobody, let folk dying. As soon as you got him, folks start dying. You think I got time for you to go pat look cam shit? Listen, buy that shit on down the street, you roll out of him now. Yeah, I'm talking about something. Look cam got some polo. Look cam ain't got shit. You out of here. My kids dying. My wife died. All the firstborn in Israel were dying. They ain't got time to pick up nothing. Whatever you got, that's it. But the way they told, you see how it makes it, the way they told it to you, it makes it seem as though you can't be that. See, they were so spiritual minded. They weren't. There's no way they could understand that. You just learned it yourself.
Yes, sir.
And they understood that. Then the 29th chapter of the book of All Our Hot Dabarim we read didn't make sense. He said he didn't get it on mind even understand it. Right. Listen, when you in a fish going through, you somebody think some stuff I ain't worried about understanding. I'm just trying to go. Yeah. They didn't get on, and that's what happened with us. A lot of us were such in resolve of about to die, about to lose our marriage, about to maybe lose a house or whatever it was, till we really didn't get an opportunity to understand what we were doing. We just knew there was an urgent need.
That's right. That's right.
So what he did was look at a lot of stuff I can't teach you, try to get you out. A lot of stuff I can't teach you, try to get you out. It's just a lot of stuff you can't teach people, you get them out.
That's right.
Because of where you're at, it's going to be hard for you to digest and understand what you're trying to do, what you need to know.
Right.
So what it took them to do was to get them out and bring it and say, listen, now let's go back and reset.
Right.
Let's go back over what happened, and I'm going to show you what I did, but you couldn't understand it until now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I'm appreciative.
Yes, sir.
When I pull out, it might seem he said the same, because I'm seeking the same thing.
That's right.
I need an understanding.
That's right.
I need halal. I need direction.
Yes, sir.
I need to know the rock. I need to know the way. I need to know the arak. I need to know the way of life.
Yes, sir.
I need kai. I need eternal life.
Yes, sir.
That's going to give me your ruach hakadash. That's going to cause me to be abarim. I need to be divided. I need to separate from these people.
That's right.
I need to be on the other side.
Yes, sir.
Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
A lot of work. We can do it though.
We can do it.
Well, I got you holding. Let's see. 1 Corinthians 10:1. Let's see how they work. How many of y'all were baptized before? Baptized in mercy. Good. Why? Why? What was it? That's what we told her to do. Let's see what happened. 1 Corinthians 10:1. Listen to the book.
Moreover. I would not that ye should be ignorant.
See that? How?
How that all our Abbas were under the cloud,
And?
all passed through the sea,
And what happened?
and were all immersed into Mushah in the cloud and in the Yom.
See that? But when we did it, we didn't know this. They didn't know it either. You think they knew? He said, "Come, I'm finna immerse you." They didn't know that. They just knew the man was just taking them through. He had gotten them to a point, and in the place where they were at, they were designed to be saved. All they saw was death from Pharaoh's army, and they seen Ma'in. So now these people are learning. You ain't gonna believe it. Oh, let's see. Let's how to work this out. Ooh, Allah Shamut. What is that? 14:9. They call it extra. Let's look at that. We got to still clean this up, right? Cause I'm put BC. I got to figure out how all this stuff go now. Ooh, Allah Shamut. $14 and $11. Go ahead. 14 and 11. Listen to the book.
And they said unto Mushah, because there were no kubar.
So make it at verse 9. Let's see what happens. Listen.
But the Mitzrayim pursued after them all the horses and chariots of Pharaoh and his horsemen and his army, and overtook them encamping by the sea beside Pihath-haroth before Baal-Zephon. And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the Benim of Yasharal lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Mitzrayim marched after them, and they were sore afraid. And the Benim of Yasharal Sa'ak unto Yahuwah. And they said unto Mushah, because there were no kubar in Mitzrayim,
no graves in Mizraim. Tell them what happened.
hast thou taken us away to Moot in Bamidbar? Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us to carry us forth out of Mitzrayim?
What happened?
Is not this the debar that we did tell thee in Mitzrayim, saying,
Do what?
let us alone,
Tell them what happened.
that we may serve the Mitzrayim? For it had been better for us to serve the Mitzrayim
Then,
that we should moot in Bamidbar.
see that? That's what people do when they get out. So you know what he was doing now? He was testing the people. He was testing them. It's a test. All he would test, temptation that they were going through. When trouble and things happen, what you think people do? They go back. People start to look back. They start to look at what was easy. It's easier for somebody else to lead you and tell you what to do than it for you to sit down and make a conscious decision. It's easy for you to go back and let somebody else pay you and rule you versus you set and you provide and make for yourself. Too many provisions got to be put in the way. And these people looked at it, it's just easy to submit and just go back and give up because I can't do it. Listen.
And Mushah said unto the arm,
What happened?
Yara ye not,
He told them to fear not.
stand still,
Stand well.
still,
Stand by. And do what?
and see the Yeshua of Yahuwah.
That's why we're looking for the old path. We're looking for the ancient. He just wanted to stand by. Before you move and turn around and before you give up, just stand by. Just stand by before you give him, before you quit. Why he wanted to stand by?
Which he will shew
Hold on, back me up a little bit. Stand still and do what?
and see the Yeshua of Yahuwah.
See that? He wanted them to see the salvation. That's the ancient. We're going back to what he used. What did he use to deliver them? Listen.
Which he will shew to you this yom.
You see that? Says, which you shall walk by faith.
Which he will shew you.
Those people didn't see salvation. He said he was going to see it that day. That yom, he said they were going to see it. That yom, they were going to see salvation. Listen.
For the Mitzrayim,
Whom you what?
whom ye have seen this yom,
What happened?
ye shall see them again no more forever.
So when we look at, when we actually transform, then we don't go back to repetitive bad behavior. Got to get understanding. Let me get this straight. This won't be an issue anymore after today. Today you will see salvation. Today you will see how salvation works. Today you will see Yasha deliverance. You're going to see it. Today you'll see it. Did the people obtain it? Difference. But you'll see it. Listen.
Yahuwah shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your shalom. And Yahuwah said,
You know what happened? Why would Yahuwah be fighting for them? Who know why? Because what? Good one. 1 Corinthians, Romans 15:1. Only makes sense. Only makes sense. She said she might let you go swimming later, Dwight. Bring your swimming trunk. Did pretty good. Romans chapter 15:1. Listen to the book.
We then that are strong.
We who now?
Then that are strong.
Ought to do what?
Bear the infirmities of the weak.
And do what?
Not to please ourselves.
For what? Where we get it from?
Let every one of us please his neighbor.
Tell him why, son.
For his tube to edification.
Listen what happened.
For even Mashiach pleased not himself.
Even the anointed pleased not himself. What happened?
As it is written.
The what?
The reproaches of them that reproached thee fell on me.
So that's what we start looking at. We start learning about bearing the infirmities of the weak. So now we were told that we have not a high Kohan in the book of Abarim that couldn't feel our infirmities. We're looking at Elohim coming down and telling us about our infirmity and being acquainted with. Now he's telling us he's going to fight for us because we were weak. So we saw Elohim as the Aleph. Strength, protector, fighter. When we sat in the wilderness in Bamatbar, we wanted to ask Elohim, what would we want to know he could furnish? A what? A table. What are we going to do at the table? Eat. That's what we want to know. Could he do it? And but Mark, we want to know, could he furnish a table? We were concerned about that. So it was so imperative that we had to be acquainted with, as he was with our infirmity, that we need to be acquainted with him. That we had information about him. Y'all got it? That the information was verified about him. So that way nobody will move you. Then you become what we call steadfast. Once it's solid, once it's confirmed, just like when he established what they call the testator, the testament they would use, they call the testator, which gave strength to it. When Musa had spoken every precept, what did he do? He sprinkled with what? That's right, with dawn. And that, what did he do by the blood? He enjoined them. He enjoined them. That's what happened when a man and woman come together. When he put semen in the woman as well, he enjoined them. They come together. It's with blood. You do know that. The woman, when she actually Bathula, she'll actually give her blood. And part of the covenant. And part of what seals the covenant. So everything he gave us, this is not far-fetched for us. The man kept, and then you know what he do? He kept the sheep. He fought it, he kept it, because this was what we call evident.
That's right. Yes, sir.
It's evident. See, a lot of stuff people got that they let people throw them with. It don't work. It don't work if you sit down and just actually look. Nothing that he told to do is impossible to think on or to see as people told you. It's evident. It's evident. Y'all got it. That's what it was kept for, and he kept it. Just like when Yahusha got up from the moot, when he got up from the moot, you know what he did? He took it, he fought it, and left it there. Because this is proof. This is proof for you. This is the first time. Never happened before.
Yeah.
That's it. First time. Never happened before. We had proof of it. That's why he left it later. You keep that. That's evidence for you. Y'all got it? This is all evidence that we're going back through and we'll retrace to make sure what's fact and what's fiction. What word we're going to use? Yahusha said, forgive them, Father, for they know not. Good. That's the word you're going to use for this. It's called Spurious. It means false or fake. It's archaic. That's why we got to go back and look and see what's real. Because a lot of stuff is false. A lot of stuff is fake.
That's right.
The people will get you. You just don't know it. They'll get you. They'll get you with stuff. Say pseudonymous. Written under a false name. See, people we really have to watch and we got to become knowledgeable is our captives.
That's right.
Start dealing with your captives. You need to know something about them.
That's right.
The Latin. You need to know something about the Romans, the Latin. You need to know about the Greeks. These people are the people that came in. These people took your stuff. They got different terminology that they use. You got to watch them. They had a believing years ago that King James wrote the book.
Yeah.
That's how they told. We didn't know years ago no King James didn't write. He was just an author. Right? They told the King James version we made up thing or believe that King James wrote the book. You know King James wrote the Bible. Hey, if people tell that, then they said Michael Shakespeare wrote it. Michelangelo drew the pictures. So you got so many people just spewing information. A lot of these folks have fact check now. That's what people say. When you start dealing with the plan of what we're talking about right now, the people he told them to stand still, they were going to see it. So you ain't even seen it. Let me ask you a question. So if you ain't even seen it, then how you going to obtain it? Do you understand? They had to understand what salvation meant. What's salvation? Deliverance. From what? To what? Which meant they went from worse to better. From bad to good. From sour to sweet. From darkness to light. That's how I understand it. How do you understand this? They cried in Mizraim. They rejoiced when they got in Canaan. I got to understand this thing. So this is why a lot of you guys are not consistent. Because it's going to be hard when I really don't understand it. What is this thing called salvation? The book, he said, even the Malachi, what did they do? They were trying to look into it. Because it's going to be hard to understand something when you ain't been in it. Or you ain't gone through it. What are the Malachi going to know about salvation or deliverance? Other than putting them even in a better estate. He said, for this call, even the things of Shamayim had to be redeemed with the same thing. They had to go through suffering. The book tells you what happened in Shamayim in the 12th. It was war. What you think we've been doing? We've been war with the members of our flesh. It was war in Shamayim. And he said that Satan couldn't prevail. So they had to understand salvation. That there was war even internally. The man told me I'm warring with the members of my mind. How am I understanding this? I got something they're going to say. I got something the angel can't say. I've been redeemed. Now you done made an ass out of yourself. Because even these things had to be sprinkled with it. This plan of salvation encompassed all. They don't understand salvation. They don't understand. They understood it coming down to us. They told you destruction would do you. Because Satan done come down and he had great wrath. So what were we going to need, y'all? The same thing they got. We're going to need to see and obtain salvation. Yep. Where y'all at today? We just bought into a conversation, huh? Yep. Do you not they understand salvation? No, I want to join these weed smoking ass groups.
That's right.
Weirdos.
Yep.
Folk mess you up out here. People don't have no idea about what they doing. They're just running and smoking weed, getting drunk, banging women, no paperwork, but the man give them paperwork for divorce.
Right.
Their sorry ass ain't got no paperwork, no judge, nobody get them married. Then they walk off with their wife. Where her bill of divorcement at?
That's right.
It ain't hard to show you none of them believe what they believe.
Nope.
You let the white man talk in the paperwork, get married. You say you got the book. The book told you supposed to get her paperwork when you left.
Yes, sir.
Well, where your paperwork when you left?
That's right.
What sense it made to get her paperwork when you left? You ain't had none before you came. Gone. Yahuwah can't get us out of misery. I ain't paperwork.
Yep.
I come down a little, I'm out of here and gave them law. Then he put you away and said, and you got a bill too for the divorce man.
Right.
That's crazy. I don't know where these people come up from. And you ain't gonna believe when people divorce, they wind up paying.
Yeah.
He told you it was a bill, didn't he? So I understand that. I get divorced, things change. The judge say, you gonna have to pay her. This your bill for divorce man. The man said, you got one too. Everything the man done gave me. You tell me I can't understand this? Because it's spiritual. Man, that's natural. You need to try to get some natural.
That's right.
Then you understand the ruach.
Yes, sir.
And Yahushua tried to tell you he couldn't tell you no ruach thing. He said you can't understand natural.
That's right.
Let somebody duke you into one of these religions, make a fool out of you.
Yeah.
Just for some free sex and smoke some weed.
Yeah.
That's dumb. That's a sober-minded way.
That's right.
But when you ain't really actually trying to get delivered and try to get an understanding, then you'll do anything. Come on, so what I got you holding? You still at 14?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's finish this up. So I can jump back across, come back across, clean all this up. Listen to the book.
Yahuwah shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your shalom.
Listen.
And Yahuwah said unto Mushah, wherefore criest thou unto me, speak unto the benim of Yasharal, that they go forward. But lift thou up thy rod, and stretch out thine hand over the sea, and divide it, and the benim of Yasharal shall go on dry Adumah through the midst of the sea. And I, behold, I will harden the lob of the Mizraim, and they shall follow them, and I will get me kabod upon Pharaoh, and upon all his host, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. And the Mizraim shall know that I am Yahuwah, when I have gotten me kabod upon Pharaoh, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. And the Malaki of Elohim, which went before the camp of Yasharal, removed and went behind them, and the pillar of the cloud went from before their pani, and stood behind them, and it came between the camp of the Mizraim and the camp of Yasharal.
Well, so what did we learn here? He made a statement later on. I know y'all don't probably know how to pick up. What did he tell us something y'all can remember later on, and that would make sense with this? He thought he was going to be our real God. He went behind you. You know what he told you about Amalek? What did he do? I already know what they're going to try to do. I already know they're going to try to come behind me. So he went back and he was their real God. He led the folk by Luke. They had to follow. Don't you know somebody can get behind you? So he was their real God. When they heard that Elohim had told the Nabim that he would be our real God, it made sense. Because this coincide with what we knew. Mizraim, they had the Ma'im on one side, they had Mizraim behind them. So Yahuwah, while he was doing one thing, he was able to show them that I also can protect your back. You heard that say, I got your back. I got your back. We knew that. Now we learned what happened with, like I said, with Amalek. He said he smoked you from behind. He started showing you all the different techniques that people will use on you. So Yahuwah was showing, I'm going to be your real God. Come on, play this up.
And it was a cloud and kashak to them, but it gave Ahura by Layla to these, so that the one came not near the other all the Layla.
So who we going to use for this? What happened here? What we found? They ain't come near one near the other. What did we find here? Who? Y'all talk about separation. Who else? Barashid. We look at Pilog. There's a divide. Y'all still right? Yeah. We see that we definitely saw the separation. But we also see Pilog. So we saw what happened there. You mean it was a divide. This is going to tie inside to what you know in the 10th chapter of the book of Barashit. In those y'all mean, we saw what happened when Pilog came on the scene. Then when he came on the scene, his name meant divide. They divided. Let's see what happened.
And Moshe stretched out his hand over the sea, and Yahuwah caused the sea to go back by a strong,
by a strong what?
East wind,
which would be by the Ruach. That's how we understood the Ruach. We used it and we judged it with the wind. You don't physically see the wind, you see the actions of the wind. People ask you, how do you believe in Elohim when you don't see him? Because I can see the movement, I can see the reactions, I can see the force of Elohim. See, he knows, Dwight, I'm going to run into some asshole who's going to come along and going to challenge me on what I can't see and tell me what I can't feel and can't touch. But you can feel the wind. You can feel it. That's how you move. You didn't even know you move. You know I lift my hand up. The wind. The Ruach. That's what Shaul told. He said in the Mashiach, we have our being. He said that's how we move. See, the wind inside of me, the spirit that you would call the Ruach, that's what gives me the force to keep moving. Don't you know in order for me to move forward, there's a force that has to happen. There's a force that stopped me from moving. There's a force that keeps me on the ground. Wind pick me up. That's what I do for a living. Now, you didn't see the spirit, did you? You just saw the force of it. So when you see me, you done seen the Ruach. See, the stuff they use on people that are not really intelligent. They book smart, they don't have common sense. There's a lot of stuff you don't see, but you can see the reaction of. You know that the wind can give life. We talked about before, if a person pass out, you will put them down, check their passageway, open their mouth, and then you will clear to make sure it pass, and you will blow what inside of them? Wind. Ruach. That's what's going to get them. What you'll blow in your mouth and do with them, take that fan and put on one of their mouth and see if they get up. That fan ain't doing nothing blowing but a cymbal too. What's going to come out of my body going to get them up. Y'all all right? And be some hand for that. I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to press upon them too. Like Elohim took your hand and took the east from the ground. Everything Elohim told me to do, I can clearly see it. The invisible things of Elohim, they clearly seen. Come on now. You want to sit and be an asshole? Listen, I wouldn't go to them little rat traps. They all rat traps. It'll be a waste of my time. I had to dumb myself down to go in there. I had to get my shoe and pull it down over my head and pull my ears in it. Too much time. Still gonna be smart in everything they gonna have. Cause they too busy trying to find a reason to smoke weed. Still trying to find a reason to have sex, and they need to try to get a reason to try to get saved. That's right. And understand the plan of salvation. Everything I told you, could you understand it? Elohim and Yahushua and TD people, nothing they couldn't understand. Don't let these folks make no fool out of you. Everybody, stop people trying to make it so deep, trying to make so beyond you and nuclear and foreign and space-wide. That's called they nutcases. They got some retards coming to Atlanta this weekend. The Muslim bringing in. They're going to be talking down UFOs. They finna prove they stuff UFOs, unidentified object. If you don't know what it is, how the hell you going to explain it? UFO, an acronym for unidentified flying object. If you don't know what it is, how the hell you going to explain it? Got a point. Just made another dumbass. It's unidentified. What does that mean? I'm going to call the police. Hey, I got an unidentified object. What is it? It's an unidentified. Hell, if you don't know what it is, we don't either. Come in here and see it. We still ain't going to know what it is. You can't use the term unidentified if you don't know what it is. I mean, if you know what it is, it's unidentified because you don't know what it is. And they're going to come and explain it. Only some assholes will be there to sit there listening to that retarded stuff. I had to dumb myself down to do some of this stuff. I would really have to become dumb. Come on, finish this up. Let's see what happens. Let's finish this. Let's finish up. Come on. Y'all be the judge. Let you shot it. Listen.
All that Layla and made the Yam dry land, and the Maim were Badal.
Separated. Come on.
And the Benim of Yasharal went into the midst of the Yam upon the dry Adumah, and the Maim were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left.
What happened?
And the Mizraim pursued and went in after them to the midst of the Yam, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning, watch, Yahuwah looked unto the host of the Mizraim through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Mizraim, and took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily, so that the Mizraim said, let us flee from the Pani of Yasharal.
What happened?
For Yahuwah fighteth for them against the Mizraim.
See that? Let your witness testify. He told you. In the 32nd chapter of the book of 32nd Chuk, right quick, hold you guys. Hold on. 32. All our hot dabaring, say that 32, 22. Now I move over right quick. Spark some of my mind. $32:22. Listen.
For a fire is kindled in mine anger.
Make it 20. What did they do?
And he said, I will hide my panim from them.
And do what?
I will see what their end shall be.
Tell them what they are.
For they are a very forward Tuladah.
What happened?
Banim, in whom is no Amunah. They have moved me to jealousy.
With who?
That which is not Elohim.
What you think he did? I'm sitting around praising Jesus. Jesus Christ and God the Father. God the Son and God the Holy Spirit. He said they'll move me to jealousy with what?
That which is not Elohim.
I would never put them and say that's another name for him. What makes sense? Listen what happened.
They have provoked me to anger with their vanities.
Listen.
And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a arm.
So what was he doing? What was the purpose of this whole thing? Who got it? What was he doing right now? Hello? He was setting us up to bring in another people. Let's say I'm the owner of Elohim, and you done went and picked up another one and brought him in. So you done called me the emulation, called me the jealousy. Because now I got to show out and show you who I am. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring in other people. So I make you prove who you are. You made me prove who I am. I'm going to make you prove who you are. He was just setting you up to bring in other people. Not that hard. Listen. You upset me by bringing in another Elohim. I'm not Elohim. Then you know I got to show out and show you who I am, right? So you don't move me so to anger. Then I'm going to bring in another people. So what you going to need to do? Prove yourself. The book done told you. Prove all things. They don't even see it. See that here again. It is deep. Listen.
And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a arm.
So that means, see that? You ain't going to be a people no more. Not at all. You got to prove who you are. What you think we doing when people ask us, so you Jewish? Who you calling Jewish? What you think Elohim doing when you tell him, so you God? Never told me it was God. What makes sense? God is an English translation for theos. The Greeks don't have a God. Greeks have theos. Everything you say when you put out the people so backwards, it just don't even make common sense. It does not make sense. This is a word they created. Your word ain't even 600 years old. The word it didn't come into the 6th century. It didn't make sense. They had theos. That's what they believe. That's what they do. These people are polytheists. These people theistic. These people believe in multiple gods. They believe in 12 major gods, and they have many goddesses and other gods. The Greeks retarded with gods. There's no way you can put any equation with a Greek title for any deity with me. Or with what I worship. When it makes sense. I only know one. Elohim said, I don't even know another one. So how can I use theos and say that would be equivalent to Elohim? Y'all alright? Poly is many. I could never put poly with it. You could do it, but for me it'd be Qatar. And it's bad that people sell us off on stuff and we just buy into it and say, well, it's just linguistic. Now when I know what the meaning of it is, it don't make sense. I can't put that with it if he told me I am alone, I'm by myself, there's nobody with me. I said, oh, Theos. Then again, you're retarded. Because you're still using multiple when I'm telling you I'm only one. Listen.
I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation.
Tell them what happened, son.
For a fire is kindled in my anger.
See that? A fire is kindled
in mine anger.
And where it's going to burn?
And shall burn unto the lowest Sheol.
And that's how they came up with labyrinth. This is what the Greeks came up, the Romans came up with a tunnel they set up with different levels of burning fire. They got it from us. We created this. He said, I'm so angry. You don't heard that? Said, right now, I'm hot. You know where you get that from? He looked to my hobby working out work. That's where we get the term out. We get him, I'm hot. He said, I'm that pissed. I'm hot. I'm burning. And so I set a place up there's going to be a continual burning, and that's where I'm going to put people at. So everybody else started copying you, and they started naming, coming up with places like hell and labyrinth where they set up these tunnels and different mazes set up in different levels where you get trapped down and burn, because everybody done took your stuff and come back and they give it to you. Then they mess you up. Now you got saying, well, there ain't no hell, there's no such thing, a place of burning. That's a lie. The man just told you it is. It's just we don't believe the Greeks. The Greeks told you all that stuff is theory. It's all theoretical for them. What would a Greek know about my worship? He don't even believe what I believe. He will copy and try to imitate and emulate, but he don't have no understanding. He will assume that I have pilot or that I have try for 3. I only have 1. My 1 can just work in multiple capacities. Isn't that right? My 1 can be, he's just versatile. How many olives do we have? 1 olive. That same olive that plow is the same one that'll feed. The same one that will protect. The same one that clothes. How many you got? I got 4 operations right here that the olive can do. How many olives do I have? Dumbass Greek got pilot. Get their sorry ass a crack and lock him in their cage. Because they don't understand. So when people but when you got a carnal mind, you trying to encompass something that you really have to be familiar with. They're not familiar with. Got it? Everybody that deal with it was always about familiarity. When it even came down to Tamara, when it came down when she was impregnated. And they said, she asked them by the man, who are these? Which means that the people had to do what? Familiar with. In order to say they had to be familiar with. Sometimes we'll do stuff and they'll say, Leon, gotta use your judgment. He'll say, all right, hold on. Tell me the statement again. And we'll tell who the statement, he'll say, that preacher. Which means you gotta be, it wouldn't make sense to ask him to judge, so let it be between me and judge. Who said it, preacher or Justin? He said, that's Justin all day. Which means he has to be familiar. They had to be familiar with him. And that's what we're trying to tell when it comes down to Elohim. You have to have knowledge of. That's how you know these people ain't never been saved. They ain't got no knowledge. That's why he said you worthy of no knowledge. I'll prove that to you. Let's finish this up right quick. But I got you to read. Jump down to 28 of that same book so I can come on, finish back up this Ulah Shemut and get this done. Because we all over the place. We got to clean all that up. This is still all our hot dabarim. They call Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 28, I think I call. Listen.
For they are a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them.
Listen.
Oh, that they were wise.
Yes.
That they understood this.
See that he already telling what we needed. He said, when we void of counsel, we don't have no teeth, we ain't got no more rate, what we gonna have? He said, he's telling you what I promised. See, the man been diagnosing us the whole time. He said, listen, ain't no understanding these people. What else he told us about? Let me hear his judgment. What was his judgment of us again?
For they are a nation void of counsel.
So what I'm going to need, Lynn? I'm going to need a teacher. I'm going to need a counselor. Somebody that can recommend. I'm not good at making the right decision. Yeah. See, when a man judges you, he's giving you, letting you know in his consultation exactly what I found with you. I heard you, I watched you, I seen you, and this is what I write my recommendation. Man, I ain't finna do all that. That's why you're in the condition you're in. Listen what else he said.
Neither is there any understanding in them.
So, how did I get Jesus? No, with counsel and with good understanding. You gave me Jesus, God, all because I didn't have the right counsel and I ain't have no understanding. Listen what happened.
Oh, that they were wise.
See, what happened?
That they understood this.
If they see that they understood it, this, what happened?
That they would consider their latter end.
See, what you think we're doing now? Now we know we're coming into wisdom. Because we're in the latter end, what we're doing now?
Consider.
Listen what happened.
How should one chase 1,000?
And listen.
And 2 put 10,000 to flight?
Tell them what happened, son.
Except their Abban was sold them.
Listen.
Sold them. And Yahuwah had shut them up.
Listen.
For their Abban is not as our Abban.
See that? Their rock is not as our rock. This is what he said.
Even our enemies themselves being Shaphatim.
See that? Our witness, our enemy can even judge and take it out. They knew who our Elohim was. When he said and put them folks in duration, they were sitting there drowning. These people could testify and know who he was. That's when people going to recognize who we are and who he is. When he put these people in duration and these people get in confusion and they can't get out, then they're going to understand. They're going to know. He said these people know. Ain't no way in the world them folks going to come along and give me no Jesus Christ and tell me that's my God. They my enemy. They know that's not my God.
That's right.
He said, even my enemy witnesses. That bad your enemy know more than you know about your own Elohim. I won't let these folks do. Oh, Jesus is a rock in a weary land. Whoa, weary. My enemy know it now. My enemy know better than that. They gave me that rock. They can't use that shitty rock.
That's right.
Little damn pebble. We're talking about something concrete. We're talking about something that you can establish. Something supports. When we look at a rock and Amunah, when Musa and Yasharal were fighting, when Musa's arm got tired, what did they do? They got him a rock first and set him on a rock. Because you can build from now. First thing we have to make sure he's stable. That's why we look at Amunah. We're looking at something that's stabilized so you can establish something that supports. If they were going to keep it up, continue to win, then we want to put it somewhere where we can make sure it has stability. You can't get stability with Jesus Christ. You can't get stability with no King James perversion. You can't do it. You're going to get off. You're going to offset. You're not going to have your lines together. And you're not going to be able to lay it to the line. So we got to come back now and we got to reassess. He tried to show you this. Come on, finish. Let me get back on him 14 so I can finish this up. We got to cover some ground and get out the way. People waste a lot of time. A lot of time. Listen, this is the 14th chapter book of U'ala Shemut. They call Exodus. What verse we at?
26.
Verse 26. Listen.
And Yahuwah said unto Moshe, stretch out thine hand over the Yam, that the Ma'im may come.
Back to 25. Listen.
And took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily, so that the Mizraim said,
what did they say?
Let us flee from the Pani of Yasharal.
See that? Let us do what?
Flee from the Pani.
They said they want to get away from the face of Yasharal. Why?
For Yahuwah fighteth for them against the Mizraim.
Who was Mizraim? Well, these are our brothers. What did they just do? They just testified about my Elohim. They just got through, my enemies just got through testifying about my Elohim. They say they want to get away from me because of my Elohim. They knew what my Elohim would do. That's why they knew we don't need to be here. We need to get out. They started working. Listen, this wasn't no faith. They saw the workers of it. My Elohim just got through destroying their hometown. Yeah. This stuff that people told, this wasn't no substance, no thing, hope for evidence of things unseen. They knew what was going to happen. Yeah. This man done got us in perplexity, got us stuck, and stuff is happening, stuff is breaking down on us, and now the wall finna come crumbling down. These people saw, they know me. Why y'all got these people saying, these people know you? Yeah. Come on, finish this up.
And Yahuwah said unto Mushah, stretch out thine hand over the Yam, that the Ma'im may come again upon the Mitzrayim, upon their chariots and upon their horsemen. And Mushah stretched forth his hand over the Yam, and the Yam returned to his strength when the morning appeared, and Mitzrayim fled against it, and Yahuwah overthrew the Mitzrayim in the midst of the Yam. And the Ma'im returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen and all the host of Pharaoh that came into the Yam after them. There remained not so much as a cod of them.
Now listen. Now we started here, and I know it's long, but I just want to make sure we understand. Got it? Because we started here. 1 Corinthians 10 and 1. We had to do all that. I want to say that olive, cuff, 1 Peter they call it. See if there's 3:16. It was 3:15 now. Gotta be a reason. I said 16, wrote 15. Listen to the book. This is 1 Corinthians 10 and 1. Listen to the book.
Moreover, Akim, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our Abbas were under the cloud, and all passed through the Yam, and were all immersed into Mushah.
How?
In the cloud and in the Yam.
And what happened?
And it all eat the same ruach meat, and it all drink the same ruach drink, for they drank of that ruach Aban that followed them.
And
that Aban was Mashiach.
That's good. Let's look at this. This is olive, cuff. They call it 1 Peter. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 15. Listen to the book.
But consecrate the Adon Elohim in your lam, and be ready always to give an answer to every ish that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you.
Listen.
With meekness and fear, having a true conscience, that whereas they speak rasha of you,
what happened?
As of evildoers, they may be ashamed that falsely accuse your tube conversation in Mashiach.
Listen.
For it is better, if the will of Elohim be so, that ye suffer for well-doing than for rasha doing.
See that? That's right. That you get killed, that you be massacred, that you be in prison for doing what's right. That's standing on Elohim Debar. That's not sitting down and being passive and letting people do anything. That's not right. He's telling you better the will of Elohim be so that you wind up dying for Sadiq and not for wrong. How did Shamshun die?
Sadiq.
He died for Sadiq. It was better he died that way. That he took them out along with him. It was better. The will of Elohim was so. Because you know what he taught us? Shamshun taught us salvation. We were under Mizraim. We were under the Philistines. When Shamshun killed all of the lords of them, he took down those that ruled over us. It was better that the will of Elohim was so that he died for Sadiq and not for Rasha. They don't think about none of this stuff. I understand the plan of salvation. And those people ruled on it, only made sense to take them out. In order for him to take them out, he had to take out one man. One man was critical to take out all those people that rule over us. The man told you, you wrestle against principality, spiritual wicked. What about? What were the Philistines sitting at? They were on the roofs. How am I understanding that, Dwight? How am I understanding if I'm not familiar with what happened with Shamshon? Because all of the lords of the people, they always sit up in the high parts of it. How am I understanding? I'm thinking these folks sitting up here on the clouds. Because this is the dumb image stimulation that they give you to make you dumb. Those people were sitting on the roof. They were sitting up. Where you always, you go in the owner place, the owner sit up in the press box. It ain't down on the ground. Them folks sitting up. What do you think they get in front of the Indies saying? They put all the other people that's with them and other big time rulers and owners in there with them. So they can make sport of you. Our people so stupid. Everything he tell about, we know. And we start playing like we ain't got no understanding. Every arena, everything, everyone they all got the same commonality about them. Every one of them. Listen.
For Mashiach also hath once suffered for,
See that? For the Mashiach also has once
suffered for Qatar,
Listen why.
the Sadak for the Rasha,
See that? It's a doubt for the Rasha. Listen.
that he might bring us to Elohim, being put to moot in the flesh,
See that? He should be called a Nazarene, being put to death in the flesh. Listen.
but quickened by the Ruach,
But alive by the Ruach, by the wind. That's what you understand. I call it wind. Listen.
by which also he went and preached unto the Ruach in prison,
Yes.
which sometimes were disobedient,
See that? Which sometimes Yasharal wasn't disobedient. Sometimes, wasn't it? The 10th time was enough. So you understand this. That he taught the those that were disobedient sometimes. Because sometimes you be disobedient. Listen what happened.
which once the long suffering of Elohim
See that? The patience of Elohim did what?
waited
Waited. When?
in the Yamim of Nuach,
I don't understand this. What was he waiting on? He was waiting for the tower to be prepared. The tower, it's the tower, the box. That's what he was doing the whole time. You know, in the 6th chapter, he said he was angry. He was going to do what? You know, he said, but you know what he did? He waited. He waited. When I get home, I'll whoop your ass. You know, y'all. So the reason why I'm telling you this is stuff you understood. You be thinking, boy, I hope this right. I hope every red light. I hope the car break. When you get home, I'm gonna get your ass. You be thinking, oh boy, that's bad. So everything I'm telling you, it's not just what you read. You have everyday interaction. You have commonality with this. You've been through this yourself, or either you've been the person that delivered the message. That later something was going to happen. So now you're dealing with patience, with time. So now we're looking at, he said, in the days of Noah, what we were dealing with? Time, patience. Where else we saw it? That's right. Saw it. Well, let's see. Sodom and Gomorrah. What he told Luke? He said, I can't do nothing till you get out. So what we were looking at? So now we're looking at, we said, man, why he ain't came to start that place here? Because I'm waiting to get you out. Yeah. But when we ain't familiar with him, a lot of the questions we have is because of not having information. Yeah. That's why he said, if they were wise, if they had understanding, if they knew that they'll know what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on you to get out. Because I can't do nothing till you get out. You hear people like, man, I can't wait for God to start this damn place that we in. Well, how about I do it right now while your ass in it? Right. Right. Yeah. That's why he said, there are people void of counsel. Yeah. There are people that don't have no knowledge. When you found me to destroy why the people were in it? As soon as Luke got out, he said, no sooner he got out, he said, man, that thing rained down fire and brimstone. But at least trying to tell you, it wasn't for the Yahudim, Yahuwah would have been burned it away. So when we don't have the knowledge of, when nobody has actually gave us or got us to understand the concept, then we lost with a lot of jibber jabber conversation. Because we don't know. That's what he tried to tell him. Yes, Yahoo 1 and 1. He said, my people. He said, they don't know. They don't even consider. Come on, finish up what you got. This still Kaf, Aleph, 1 Peter they call it. 3, what verse where?
20.
Verse 20. Listen.
When once the long suffering of Elohim waited,
then when?
In the Yamim of Nuach,
what happened?
While the tower was a preparing.
Listen what happened.
Wherein few.
Wherein what?
Few.
Wherein who?
Few.
And all Yasharal shall be saved. You know how many Hebrew Israelites going around telling these people that he gonna save everybody in Yasharal? Y'all know how many bad teachers and talkers, vain deceiver going around telling these folk that all black people gonna be saved? Explain me what is he talking about here when he told me one but a few? Everything I'm telling you, it makes sense. Because when we come down and we even look at something that's gonna be, there's something was predicated off of this. What was predicated off of this few? Circumcision. When are we supposed to do it? 8th day. On the 8th day, what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to do an incision. Cut, separate. That's how you divide. Cut. Hold you got. Let me show them something. 4 and 12. Harbory. They call it Hebrew. love. 4 and 12. Listen to the book.
For the debar of Elohim
Is
quick
and
powerful,
what else is it?
and sharper than any two-edged sword.
So what we to use? What we knew about that? What were they known about it? For sharper, for cutting. They knew about the zen. They knew about the zen. They knew about the shun. They knew about the teeth. They knew about them. They knew about the cutting. They knew about cutting incision. Your teeth will separate. Look at the end of the tip, just like it too. The two teeth they have on them, they use. Some people, that's all they got. The shun. The shun would have been the two teeth, the edge. The zen. That they have, that the Greeks gave you look like the Z. The zen. They used that to cut. They used it to cut. They knew exactly what. For them, start out, this is what they used to cut. When they come in, they're going to cut it from the silk. When you come in, you're going to cut it, you're going to separate it. They use the zen. All these were the first, they call them primitive now, but that would have been modern for them. That this is what they understood about cutting. So now you taught them a lot of things. We're going to go back and look at the ancient. He told us that the debar Elohim, where does the debar come from? From the mouth. Isn't that right? And guess what happened? From the mouth also the par comes what? Breath. Did you say breath? Blowing. So now the bar speaking you don't believe it. They are ruach. They are life. Because I can get life through the word, through the wind, through the spirit. Got it? Also I can cut, because certain things I can say, it can trigger and cause an effect to you to where it's piercing. So now it's coming through from the mouth and through the teeth. So you understood the shun, you understood the zen, that it will cut, and you understood the word, and you understood it give you life. That's the only way I got it. People doing stuff, it don't make sense. The stuff that this is what they would have used. This is what they knew. This is what they would have understood. That you can say things that will cut you. And Acts of the Apostle, pick me up 237 right quick. Oh, that is, okay. Ooh, my zen off. You got to understand, people can't draw like we draw now. In the new time, we draw a little different. Just so we can all be together. Now you decided to come along and get your H. Just turn around. So this is stuff they would have known. You see the modern, you held it here. Looks almost like an axe. The zen. Because with this you can't furnish. And he know he did, and also he will form. Let's see what had Acts 2:36. Listen to the book. Let's see can we form and nourish. Listen.
Therefore, let all the house of Yasharal know assuredly that Elohim hath made that same Yahusha, whom ye have crucified, both Adon and Mashiach.
Assuredly, he going to make sure it was going to be something solid, concrete. And that right? Sure, with no doubt. Which means what he told them had to be evident. We starting at 2:36, but there's information, there are things that happened during the time of this writing that would have solidified his position. And he just told him, let all Yasharal know assuredly, without any reservation or hesitation, that Elohim had made that same Yahusha, both Adon and Mashiach. Now,
when they heard this,
when he took the sword and did what?
When they heard this.
So if they heard, something had to be spoken. What happened?
They were pricked in their lob.
Cut. Word cut them. And they understood how quick things would cut and how it would happen from the zen. That's how they understood things would cut and how quick the word would come across. And they could see how the word, now we're going to look at how the word would become life to them. Or forming. Habit forming. Listen. And
now
did what?
When they heard this, they were pricked in their lob.
And did what?
Said unto
and you
Cuff.
Still got me Olive, Cuff, chapter 3, where we learn, verse 21, 22. Hold that for me. And this is what happened.
And said unto Cuff,
and
to the rest of the apostles.
What did they say?
Anashim and Akim, what shall we do?
Tell them what he said.
Then Cuff said unto them, repent.
And do what?
Be immersed.
How many?
Every one of you.
For the what?
In the Shem of Yahushua HaMashiach.
For what?
The remission of Katah.
It's for the removing of. For the removing of. And listen what happened.
And ye shall receive the Barak of the Ruach HaKadosh. For the Shabbat is unto you.
See that? For the promise is unto you. And who else?
And to your Benin.
And listen who else?
And to all that are afar off.
Even
as many as the Adon, our Elohim, shall call.
Listen what happened.
And with many other Dabarim.
Look at that man, still cutting. Now when they heard that, they were pricked in their heart. They were cut. Now he said he kept cutting them. The man ain't doing but just major surgery. He's still with many other words. That means he's still cutting. Still doing incision with the shun, with the paw, with the mouth, with the zen, still cutting them. Listen what happened.
Did he testify
and
exhort, saying,
do what?
Save yourselves.
What were the people crying out when they was coming out of Mizraim? They were crying for salvation. They were crying for salvation. Listen.
From this untoward Tuledah.
Listen.
Then they gladly received the Debar were immersed.
And what happened?
In the same Yom there were added unto them about 3,000 Nafash.
And tell them what they moved from.
And they continued.
How? Nah. They had support. They were established. They formed something. What did they do?
In the apostles' doctrine.
And that's somebody named this a movement, a religion. What doctrine did the apostles have? Yahushua said, I have given them thy word. So how did you get a religion called the apostles' doctrine? The apostles didn't create no word. They stayed with what cut them. They stayed with what nourished them. They stayed with what fed them. They stayed with what was solid, what was concrete, what support, what establishes. Oh boy, let's tie it. Come up in this olive cuff. Chapter 3, verse 22, 23. What verse we're at?
21.
3 and 21. Listen to the book. Olive, First Peter they call it, 3 and 21. Listen.
The like figure whereunto.
What is a figure? Similitude, shadow. The light figure. Where?
Unto.
The what?
Even immersed.
Doth.
Also now save us.
All way I understand that from Mizraim when they came out and they went through the Red Sea. That's all way I understand it. Because he told them they were going to see it. Well, what did they see that day? So they saw the importance of them being immersed because it was attached to salvation. He said you were going to see it today. They saw it. That's why when Shaul taught to them, when Cuff spoke to them, they were cut to the heart. And you didn't believe what they did. I want to get a plan. I want to get a part of this salvation. I need to get immersed. That's how they understood it. He just told them that day they were going to see it. So what was their connection to salvation? No immersion? Because they saw that wash away things. But he said you won't see it no more through immersion. So they saw the like figure. They understood it from Noah that the people were wicked. Every imagination was evil with them. I will destroy Anashim. What saved them? The same thing that destroyed and washed out the people was a similitude of salvation to Noah and to his mishpachah. Now you just be saying in your heart. You gotta be immersed. Those are the only figures with. So I'm not going to get baptized by no faith. I'm doing by Amunah. Because I know what it established and it's been supported. That's why he said he wouldn't want me to be ignorant. How all of them did it. But he told me how you can get all, so I see the importance of understanding. When he told me that, if they were wise, they were people understanding, and in Yirmiyahu 3 and 16, 15, he said, and I will give them raw after my what? Which shall feed them with what? And? So now you know what you're doing. Huh? That's it. We understood in the book of Ephesians 1 and about 11 that Elohim does all things after the what? Counsel of what? He said we were the people void of what? So guess what's going to need to happen? It's going to have to be written in the Nabin that they shall all do what? Of Elohim. Every man therefore that had. And had what? Do what? That's how they came out of Mizraim. That's how I understand it. You're going to have to teach me. He said all of them going to have to be taught by me. He done saw the error. He see the defects. He said all of your benin going to have to be taught by me. They're bad. Listen, this is really critical. Because you've been looking for something you can't possibly get. You're trying to obtain something you're not going to get because you ain't got no understanding for it. None of this wish by, hope something happen. It don't exist. These people knew. He done told you even your enemies know it. We went all the way over here dealing with a couple of statements that were made in Yehukanan Aleph, Yehukanan 3 and 1. He said, behold, what manner of ahar, or we'll look at Khan, that Abba had bestowed upon us, that we should be called the Benz of Elohim. Therefore, the Arats, because, let's see, let's come back over. Allah Shemut 4 and 15. Then I want 5 and 1, then I want 2 and 1. They thought I forgot what I've been doing. I work for Mr. Yahuwah. I try to get y'all out of here, so I don't want to bore y'all. Ain't I, CJ? They been the E4 on the road. This what y'all had to do when y'all lay here. Go home here and get some sleep. Y'all come in that day. Y'all come to class. You come to work. Bring your pen, bring your paper, get your recorder, because you're going to go on a trip. I'm going to take you on a fantastic voyage. I'm the captain of the vessel. They don't like that thing. That thing, we got to get that thing right. They're critical. At any time we can be out. Anytime we can be out of here. That man said we let it slip. All we got to do is let it slip. We be out of here. All right, this is 4 and 15 of Allah Shemut. They call Exodus. The other one got me Allah Shemut 5 and 1. The other one got me 2 and 1. Listen to the book.
And thou shalt speak unto him, and put dabarim in his mouth.
What's going to happen? What is that, Shaggy? Scooby-Doo. He human. Go ahead.
And thou shalt speak unto him, and put dabarim in his mouth.
See that? I'm going to speak unto him and put the word in his mouth. Listen.
And I will be with thy mouth, and with his mouth.
Listen.
And will teach you what ye shall do. And he shall be thy spokesman unto the arm.
Yeah.
And he shall be, even he shall be to thee instead of a mouth, and thou shalt be to him instead of Elohim.
Listen.
And thou shalt take this rod in thine hand, wherewith thou shalt do aught. And Moshe went and returned to Jethro his Abba in law, and said unto him, let me go, I amar thee, and return unto my Akim, which are in Mizraim, and see whether they be yet alive. And Jethro said to Moshe, go in Shalom. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe in Midian, go, return unto Mizraim, for all the Anashim are moot, which sought thy Kai. And Moshe took his Ashah and his Bani, and set them upon an ass, and he returned to the land of Mizraim. And Moshe took the rod of Elohim in his hand. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe, when thou goest to return unto Mizraim, see that thou do all those wonders before Pharaoh, which I have put in thine hand.
Yeah.
But I will harden his lob, that he shall not let the arm go. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith Yahuwah.
Hold on, what am I going to do now?
And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh.
I'm going to do what now again?
Thou shalt say unto Pharaoh.
Do what?
Thus saith Yahuwah.
Do what?
Thus saith Yahuwah.
Yeah.
Yashraal is my being.
Who is that?
Even my firstborn.
What you want me to do?
And I say unto thee, let my being go, that he may serve me. And if thou refuse to let him go,
what happened?
Behold, I will slay thy being, even thy firstborn.
That's good. At 5 and 1. Same book. Then 2 and 1. Same book. Listen to the book.
And afterward, Moshe and Aharon went in and told Pharaoh, thus saith Yahuwah Elohim of Yasharal,
Yeah.
let my arm go,
Let my who?
arm go,
Why?
that they may hold a muhadi unto me in Bamadbar. And Pharaoh said, who is Yahuwah, that I should obey his voice to let Yasharal go? I know not Yahuwah, neither will I let Yasharal go.
That's good. At 2 and 1. Same book. Oh, got me Olive 3 and 1. Yehukanan. They call it 1 John 3 and 1. Listen to the book.
And there went a Ish of the house of Louis, and took in Ashah a Bath of Louis. And the Ashah conceived and bare a Ben. And when she saw him, that he was a two
Make
child.
it 1 and 1, sorry. Listen to the book.
Now these are the Shem of the Benim of Yasharal, which came into Mizraim. Every Ish and his household came with Yaakov, Reuben, Simeon, Louis, and Yehuda, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan and Naphtali, Gad and Asher. And all the Nephash that came out of the loins of Yaakov were 70 Nephash. For Yahusuf was in Mizraim already,
Yeah.
and Yahusuf Mut, and all his Akim.
Y'all hear that? Yahusuf died, and all his brethren. What happened?
And all that Tuladath.
And all that generation. No, everybody who was doing that time, that generation. This is a whole nother Tuladah, whole nother generation. Now what happened?
And the Banim of Yasharal,
And who?
Banim of Yasharal,
Did what?
were fruitful. And it-
They were who? Aphorim. Now you see why Yasharal were under Aphorim. That's what Aphorim mean. They were fruitful. Listen.
and increased abundantly, and multiplied,
Makes sense. Aphorim. Listen.
and waxed exceedingly mighty,
Yes.
and the land was filled with them. Now there arose up a new
That
Malak.
did what now?
There arose up a new Malak
What was significant about him?
over Mizraim, which knew not Yahusuf.
Olive, Yehukanan, 3 and 1. First John, they call it 3 and 1. Listen to the book.
Behold, what manner of Ahab the Abba hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the Beni of Elohim.
So what happened?
Therefore the Arats knoweth us not.
You said Pharaoh did what now?
Therefore the Arats knoweth us not,
Who else Pharaoh didn't know? Keep going, son.
because it knew him not.
How the world you gonna? That's what Yehuda tell you. Hey, you know me. You don't know my Abba. That's why he turned the 5th chapter. He said, I don't know him. If you don't know Elohim, how you gonna know me? So he just asked you about the con. He just asked you about the affection, the care Elohim had bestowed upon him. That's what they would have looked at when he just sent Musa down and say, let my arm go. They were looking at what manner of heart that he done sat and called us the Benin of Elohim. That's how they would have looked at. What care is this that he has, that he's saying let us go, that he's come down to get us, and the rest of the people don't know us because they don't know him. Listen to the book.
Ahab, now are we the Beni of Elohim,
Now are we the Benin of Elohim,
and it doth not yet appear what we shall be.
but
We know
when
that when he shall appear,
we should do what?
be like him,
Tell them why, son.
for we shall see him as he is.
That's what we were looking at. We knew that we would look like the Abba. We knew that in our full capacity, in our maturity, that we were favored and we would look like the Abba. We knew it. Just like you look at a son, you can see when he's small. That when he get to his full state, he will look and will be the Abba. We knew. We knew. We say to the Elohim of Abraham. Who was Abraham? Who was Yasakak? Wasn't Yasakak his son? But then he's our Abba. Then who is Jacob? This is the son of Yasakar, who also became, so we could see where the son would become the father. But you got faith. I got evidence that the man would appear to become the father. It didn't appear while they were in that estate. But when they came in full capacity, they would be. Are we all right? All this foreign stuff these people done gave, all we trying to do is go back and walk through here and get an understanding. That's what they looked at. Hello? We've been working for a host of eternal Kai. Right? Which Elohim did what? When? So we've been looking. We've been on this endeavor to try to make sure we obtain this information, obtain this status, this state. This is what Yehukanan was testifying toward. And he said that everybody that had this hope, this almanac, guess what he do? What are you for purifying? Immerse. You're going to immerse. Everything they knew about Ma'im, how it encompassed with salvation and life. Salvation is life. They understood that. Everywhere you were put from the garden had what? What was in the garden? Significant. Streams, Nahar, rivers. What are you looking at? Stream and underground. That's important to know that. You're dealing with underground streams. So every stream can't be seen. There's Ma'im that's going and moving through the rocks that you don't see. There are ruachs that are working that you don't see. Huh? But if you strike in the right place, you can get it. That's what Abraham did. Abraham learned how to find life everywhere he went. That's why they sat down. It was so significant that they stove about the wells, because Ma'im was encompassed with life. Steady flow. Don't y'all know what happens when water continues to move? It can also create oxygen. There are things that happen when Ma'im moves. Oh, what these folk gonna do? What are we gonna do, people? Come on, there are things that, don't you know that water moving can generate energy? Go look at power plants and see where they put them at. On Ma'im. Because you can create an energy force from it. That's why Elohim got and established him an arm. He said, I'm going to show y'all how you're going to be an energy force. You're going to be an energy force. You're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I'm going to show you how you're going to move, and you're going to be like the wind. Where did the wind go? Don't talk to nobody. Don't talk to nobody. So it wouldn't make sense to save me and leave me on a job. It wouldn't be sense to save me and put me in the place. When he saved Yahusha, did he leave him on the two? No. So how do I understand me being saved, staying in captivity? He saved Yahusha and Yahusha can die again? Books say he died no more. Right? They understood that they weren't going back in Mizraim anymore. So exactly, how did this salvation thing work you get from church? They saw things different. When they saw the mem, they knew what happened here. They knew this was a life-giving force. They also knew that this could be chaos. And you still needed somebody to be able to control the Ma'im. That's what they want to know. What manner of Anashim is this? That even the who? He controlled the Ruach. The Ruach go where it wants. I control that too. And I control the Ma'im. People saw you. People know you. They understood this. The water, the juice, the urine. Springs of flood or chaos. They understood this. Y'all all right? And that's what we're trying to do. When you read that for it like it sparked a new opening. He said, as for the ancient, That's for the ancient. Go back to what they understood, because these people understood something. They had to listen. With all the technology we got now and going back and researching and fact finding artifact, these people still had better understanding what we have.
Yeah.
Better yet, they had relationship.
Yeah.
Even it came down to Yahusha in his time period and Musa. They made a statement. We know that Elohim spoke to him. So we know that Elohim talked directly with him. Everybody else was suspect. Everybody coming along and tell the man spoke to him, we just take it. For them, things had to be evident. So Yahusha had to be here. He asked the Abba to do something, and the Abba told him, I did it, and on top of that, I magnified it. And when they heard it, they said, it was a Malachim. Others said it thunder. Because it had to be something evident that they knew. We just can't take just statement people say. We need something concrete. Better yet, we need a bond.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have to have a rock, a stone, something solid.
Yeah.
Something where you can establish, something you can build, something you can form. And we don't have it with a lot of stuff people gave us. At 7:38, 7:36. Yukanan, I'm trying to let y'all go. I appreciate it. I try. All I do is admit Yahuwah just use me. My honest desire for us is to be saved. I ain't trying to get us nothing complex and nothing we can't understand. It ain't going to help us. I used to try to use all that big, fancy broken, throwing people out. How is it going to help you?
Right.
I just want to know. What did they see? What did they understand? Abraham, the book said this man was a friend. I'd like to be his friend too. What did Abraham understand? These people had, the man told you, go back to where you was when you fled from your Aki Asu, and I'll meet you there. I want to go there so I can meet the man. What type of relationship? No modern, no middle writing. The man had ancient, and he knew where to go, which means he understood the sod. That's the trail. Which means this man had to map out and know where to go. And hold on, you can 14:1 right quick. Come on. Other one, give me Acts chapter 1, verse 8. Listen to the book.
Let not your law be troubled.
Yeah.
Ye Aman in Elohim, Aman also in me.
Yeah.
In my Abba Beth are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you, I go to prepare a Malkum for you. And if I go and prepare a Malkum for you, I will come again.
To do what?
And receive you unto myself.
There.
Where I am,
there,
ye may be also.
How they understood that before that? What's similar to? What relation? Give me a relation. I know you know. Now you know. About Mizraim. The Ra'ah. The Ra'ah did what? Go out before them and bring them in. What? Give me something that could have helped them understood this. Who? Musa and who? On the mountain? Give me something else. You're not bad. They would have understood it when it came down to Yahusa. See, when Yahusa, Yaakov thought he had died. You ain't gonna believe what happened, Dave. His Lord was troubled. He did. He said, my Ashar bear me too. The one, it was killed by a ravenous beast. His Lord was troubled. But see, Yahusa had actually gone to prepare a place for him. And he said, if I go, I'll come again. He sent people to go and fetch them. To bring them where he was. He said, that where I am, they could be there also. So when he'd have told them something like this, again, you got to remember, you're talking to people that's trying to encompass, I've never left this planet before. I understand flight other than birds. Y'all got it? I understand flight. I don't have nothing about no planes and jets and no helicopters. I'm dealing with what I know and what I deal with. You're saying you're finna ascend somewhere. You're going to ascend, go up somewhere. And you telling me that you're going to go and you're going to bring me with you? That you're going to go there and you're going to set something up for me. And I'm going to come and you're going to fetch for me. And I'm going to be where you're at. Then I got to go with what do I know. Because we're dealing with Amunah and I can't deal with no faith. He was torn when he found out his son was dead. What do you think happened when Yahusuf died? Zachariah, which means y'all just remember. Then why I can't remember? Why am I putting all the memory on him? He told me, don't I forget it. Why Tony can't remember? He said that when that man died, it was going to be like one morning. Who was that again? For that's how Yahusha, bro. He mourned though he didn't have 11 other sons. That's how he mourned, like he didn't have no other sons. He said, man, his son, wife only got him 2 of them. He said, if some happened to Benjamin, he said, that'll surely kill me. That will surely take me down. So we have information, writings that we use that's prevalent for us to understand salvation and what he actually did, what it entailed. That him going, leaving was going to hurt me. I know you want me here, but he told it's expedient for you though. It was expedient that Yahusha left. Because he was the preparation for it that when we went in Mizraim, we already had a hand in. See, sometimes you have to be able to understand stuff like that, because otherwise I'm going to be left questioning and doubting him a lot. What kind of God would take my only son? What kind of God would move my mother? What kind of God? Because I won't have knowledge. He said, see, you're not wise. You don't even have no understanding. You don't even consider. That I only took him away for a season so I can give him back to you for an eternity. You only had him for a short time because it's a point on the undersheet. How long? And if you love it, how about if I gave him back to you forever? I'm going to go and let y'all, these folks look dead. These folks, listen, hopefully y'all make it somewhere. Don't look for no Malcoup though. Look for somewhere to go. Because these folks, y'all, I'm just being honest with y'all. I don't know what y'all been thinking. I don't know where y'all mind at. I don't know how y'all sleep. You don't even have no idea about salvation. You're going to leave here and you're going to be lost. You don't have no idea what's happening, what you need to know, and you good with that? Just do something. Get you some Nikes and just do it. That's scary. I'm going to let y'all go. Let me finish up. Come on. Woo. Come on, give me ex-apostle 1 to 10 so I can go. Mama, don't even waste time with it. Come on, finish this 7:36 so I can go. Come on, listen. It ain't for everybody, but see, if all y'all got in there here again, we're going to defy the book. Ain't but a few. He told one of the few saying. People say they won't. Pharaoh never was immersed now. They just didn't make it in. You can't say it wasn't immersed now. Ain't that right? You just ain't gonna make it in. Listen, when everybody sat out in the smoke cellar, everybody really ain't help. A lot of people here call you can get help. Folks will tolerate you. You broke, you down, they'll loan you money, help you. But other than trying to make it in, I mean, that ain't everybody's idea. It just ain't. People just comfortable. It's bad to be comfortable, especially it's late in the evening now. I don't want to be comfortable. I want to be saved. I can't afford to be. I've been comfortable, man. Most of my life, that's been my problem. I've been comfortable. I had to be forced to move over to teaching, forced to be moved on. Just like with them. Them folks wouldn't leave out Mizraim in the worst state it was in. And man, show me, son, you got to get some force behind you. So I understood the force of the plan of salvation. He had a force behind. This has to be done in order for you to be saved. It's a force. It's a must. There's no way around it. I understand. I got to do it. I got to do it. Everything in salvation is going to push you past what you normally do. Problem we got now, man, since I'm saved, I'm doing the same stuff I used to do. It's the same thing because you're not saved. It's a force. Everything they did was new for them. It was different. They hadn't done this before. They ain't kept no muhadi. They hadn't been in a different place to done the thing. They've been in somewhere where it's always been somebody told them they done it. You just hope for, but at best you just stay, you just dying, and that's just how it is. And other people died, and that's the best you got. You know something about it, you heard something about it, but really you just got to get to work and just do what you can do. That's all any of us can do anyway. Till an opportunity presents itself, and as he told her, the dollar, the book said, and so an interest will open to us. That's how important it was. Now, you know, we said, what manner of harvest is this? Don't y'all know I consider, I wasn't complaining about Jesus Christ. Why would you come to church? I ain't had no problem. How many of y'all had a problem with him before that? I ain't had no problem. I ain't had no problem with Jesus Christ. I ain't had no problem with him. Man, to come along and just change everything and the dynamics, then you got to ask yourself, like they said, what manner of harvest is that now we're going to be called a Benim Elohim? Elohim has been Yehukanan. He really had been Yehukanan. And I don't plan on letting him down. The best of my ability, I'm going to uphold my standard. I'm going to uphold the standard. I'm going to do my job. I just want to make sure when I talk to y'all that y'all understand. I don't want to tell you nothing no more over your head. I don't want to, you know, when I say that, for all the last stuff we just, you know, well, I mean, can't question, just kind of keep going. I need to understand if I'm going to do it. I can't believe something I don't know. I can't do nothing I don't know. I got to know it if I'm going to be saved. I want to understand exactly what did they understand. When he showed them salvation, he said they were going to see it. So these people saw where it worked for them. It works. He delivered them. Noah, it worked for them. Yahushua saw the need of these people need to be saved. Then they need to be delivered by Ma'im. Ma'im is going to have a part of you going to be purified. You'll have to be washed. You won't have to be covered. 7:36. So I can get y'all out of here. Yehukanan. Listen to the book.
What manner of saying is this, that he said, ye shall seek me and shall not find me?
Shall seek you and can't even find him. What happened?
And where I am, thither ye cannot come. In the last June.
That tight, that one. That sounded then, they trying to figure it out. That man, let them know he don't hide himself from. But you know what? Y'all got to figure this. Tell them they want to know what manner of saying it did. What happened now?
Ye shall seek me.
You shall seek me.
And shall not find me.
You shall seek me and cannot find me.
And where I am.
And where I am.
Thither ye cannot come.
We're in the 32nd chapter of the book. Amazing, in the 32nd chapter of the book of all our heart dabarim, they call Deuteronomy. He talked about it. Why? He's because y'all don't move me to jealousy. With that which is our Elohim. He said, I'm going to hide my face from them. I'm going to see what they ain't going to be. Not just hide my face, you're not going to be able to find me. So these people that actually understood the law knew it's because of the provoking. He said it's because you provoked me to this. That I'm going to hide myself from them. I'm going to put myself that you cannot come. And they're trying to figure out, what is he talking about? Where can he go? He stay right here. He got to go home. I could put you in derision. You can't find your house. I know he told you, ox know his master. And as he know his master's crib. He said, but you don't know. Because you don't even consider. Listen.
In the last Yom, that great Yom of the Muhadi.
What did he do?
Yahushua stood in Sayak, saying, if any each thirst, let him come unto me and drink. He that aman on me, as the scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow Nahar of Kaib.
So they understood underground water. They understood a well. That's why you got water in the ground or water inside of a person. They understood it. That you're going to have to dig to get it. They understood it. That out of their belly, they understood underground streams. And they also give life. That was the whole purpose when he put us anywhere. He always made sure we had a couple of things. That we had trees, arts, because they were for food. That's what Ka'ur taught us. That it was good for food. They also knew it was a need that we have Ma'im because we're going to need to travel. Ports you can import, export. On top of that, it also associates with life. Why is he talking about it if it don't have no connotation with life? The garden of what they call Eden or Don, the garden was actually life.
Yeah.
Y'all see people now, when they get herbs and products, they'll name their stuff Eve, the Garden of Eden, which is supposed to be synonymous with life.
Right.
So if you got life, then you're going to have ox and you're going to have ma'im. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Ox is going to give oxygen. Trees give oxygen as well as food. You can get it from ma'im. All these things he get. So everything he gave you were things that would keep you supplanted. Things that will keep you and sustain you. Just like Amunah. That's why it's important to give you the Naba'im. In 24:25, the book of Oriah, old fools and slow of law to believe all that the Naba'im have spoken. Ought not the Mashiach to have and to enter and beginning at. And in all, he expounded on them in all the things. He gave you what we're going to sustain you, what we're going to keep you, what we're going to establish you. If they were fools and they weren't quick to believe something, then let's go back over it again. He didn't give them nothing different. He went back on his shoulder. It was supposed to sustain them. It's the same thing we had when they was in the garden. They were fools. They were slow to believe. That's the problem I got with y'all here now. Y'all sleep. You stay up late. Go to sleep early. Get up early. Play around, mess around. Come here and go to sleep and play. You deserve wherever you go. Wherever you go, you earn that. Hey, man, listen. This just be honest with every one of y'all. Listen, this is your nefas. If you don't get it right, this you gonna burn. It's your responsibility. All I've been required to do is to make sure you understand the information. I'm making sure I understand it. I'm trying to let y'all see exactly what I see, what the man gave me, and see doesn't it make sense to you. Nobody forcing you to believe nothing. It's gotta make sense to you. You can't do something you don't know. Like Shaul said, for whosoever shall call upon the Shem of Yahuwah shall be. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? How can they believe in him in whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall he preach except he be sent? Whole key word like that. Finish this up so I can go.
But this spake he of the Ruach,
which they
that Amon on him,
which they that do what?
Amon on him,
when they gonna get it?
Should receive.
See that? So when I'm gonna get it? When am I gonna get it? When I'm gonna get the water? When I what? Thank you, kid. When I believe. How I got the water ain't believe, kid? How did I get the water ain't believe? He said they're gonna get it when they believe. They're going to have to believe. We've been going around saying we got something that don't make sense. He said they're going to get it when they believe. So the whole time here working was to get them to a point where they believe. They kept doubting. I need to get you to a point where you believe. Because every time a situation arrives, you quick to doubt him. They're going to get it when they believe. Shaul said we having the same amunah what? Having the same ruach of amunah according as that word. Y'all don't let this stuff throw y'all, man. You ain't got it yet. You got to believe. That's what we're doing. We got a lot of that. I got bossy back. We work. I got these guys pulling up and doing stuff, and we all in here together because that's a lot of work. We got a lot of, and Bossy got a lot of information for a lot of information to help us. What I'm trying right now is dispel a lot of stuff that people got working from everywhere else. Yeah. Y'all gonna let a lot of outside working read gonna affect you, and you gonna mess around. You ain't gonna believe. Yep. You gonna mess around. These people weren't stupid. They know there's some facts in here. They just had to put some fiction. They had to make sure they put some false and some fake statements, spurious. They knew they had to do. They knew they had to come along and they had to do pseudonymous. They knew they had to do some fake writings. They had to do some fake names in writings. That's how they get you. Told you John wrote it. That's pseudonymous. The man named Yuchanan is written on a false name. Everything I do, I got to believe the Amat. I'm supposed to know the what? And what the Amat supposed to do? John wrote it. Is that the Amat? No. Then where I'm going to stay? He done read my book. It makes sense to give me a false name. You know, the police lock you up, you give him a false name. So I'm just trying to make sure I ID the man. You got some ID. It's that important. Y'all see, little things will trigger to keep us out. What would it hurt to give me his name? Because then you'll know the amount, and the amount will make you free. It'll make you free. You ain't got no choice in it. It's going to make you free. You can't bind me on free. That was, come on, man. It's like, listen, you finna come here, you finna take some 7 whales and put them around me. I already know they ain't going to hold me. I can go, I'm going to get right up, I'm going to break I know the truth. I know it's not going to hold me. That's why he wasn't worried about it. There's no way it's going to hold me. You know, who should know there's no way you're going to be able to keep me in this hole. There's no way. It's already been proven. Come on, that stone wasn't nothing. A Malachite came down and moved it. Yaakov already had been removing stones. They talking about Shem Shul, they had a stone that covered the well mouth that they used to water the sheep. Yaakov came, they pushed it. They said it wasn't even time yet. The man came and pushed the stone out the way. That's why it's not possible. It just wasn't possible to be holding to death. Once I get that type of intelligence, then Mr. Yahuwah can put me in fighting position where I can defend the point of salvation, where I can make sure I can prove the point of salvation, where I make sure I can obtain eternal Kaim. That's good. All Tahalina, Mr. Yahuwah. Got to get it right. Got to get it right. The white and soul, they can do that. Let's go back to Yahusha. Tell her to drop here and sing right here and go home and go back to sleep. That's all right. I said, right. He said, he don't need it. He's doing that. That's what I'm talking about. So she might not be, you can't be counting on nobody else. Come on here, we'll use him. If you're at home, just shoulder sing. That's my testimony, man. I'm hoping to do enough to get in. I ain't come there far not to get in. I don't know, some people, they good with, you know what I'm saying?